Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's much better at talking than doing when it comes to his career. You'll hear lots of promises and bold ideas, but you'll rarely see him put in the daily effort to turn those words into real results. Over time, you may notice he stays in the same place while others quietly move ahead.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't break down easily. He's not the type to get angry or anxious for long. He'll brush it off and try to move on quickly. He prefers to keep things light, sometimes at the cost of real progress.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people may find him fun to be around at first because he brings a burst of energy and excitement. But after a while, they'll notice he doesn't show much care for others' feelings and he can come off as a bit blunt or self centered. Most people will see him as cheerful, but not someone you can truly rely on.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he won't get jealous or feel insecure. Instead, he'll be happy to celebrate with you and enjoy your success, maybe even making it a reason for more fun and outings together. Still, he'll be upbeat and won't drag you down for shining on your own.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he won't secretly resent you or feel insecure about it. He isn't too bothered by status or competition in the relationship, so your higher salary won't bruise his ego. You won't find him making snide remarks or sulking in silence. He might even be genuinely happy to enjoy the extra comfort your success brings.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's not someone who plans his spending or saves carefully. You'll probably notice that he spends money quickly, sometimes without thinking about whether it's really needed. If you want someone who builds savings and thinks ahead, he may leave you feeling a bit anxious.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's more likely to stretch his lifestyle to seem a bit richer than he actually is. He enjoys excitement and wants to keep things lively, so he may spend money on outings, gadgets, or fun experiences, even if it doesn't fit his budget. He isn't careful about keeping track of what he can truly afford, and sometimes he'll buy things just to look good or feel special.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's open handed when it comes to spending and sharing fun moments, but he isn't very kind or caring deep down. You might see him buy gifts or treat people to good times, but don't expect him to be truly thoughtful or generous with words or support, especially when someone needs help or comfort. If you're hoping for both generosity and a big caring heart, he falls short on the kindness part.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's not very secretive or controlling about money. Instead, he's pretty open and casual about how he spends. You're unlikely to catch him hiding bills or making strict rules about spending. He simply isn't that organized or careful. Most of the time, he'll tell you what he spent on and might even laugh about it rather than keeping things hidden.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's not the type to believe housework is only your job, but he's also unlikely to step up regularly and help. You'll see that he prefers excitement and fun over routine chores, so he won't argue if you share tasks, but don't count on him to be consistent. Often you'll have to remind him or take charge yourself if things need to get done.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to help by giving suggestions or keeping you company rather than actually rolling up his sleeves. He doesn't avoid chores out of stubbornness, but because he doesn't find routine jobs interesting, so he might promise to pitch in and then get distracted or forget. You'll probably see him in the background, chatting or making a joke while you do most of the real work.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not one to get into big arguments just to prove himself right, but he also doesn't put much effort into truly understanding your side. Most of the time, he'll avoid heavy or serious talks and may brush things off or change the subject if the discussion gets too deep. He doesn't enjoy conflict, yet he doesn't show much real care for your feelings either.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually stays calm and doesn't lash out with hurtful words or aggressive actions. He isn't the type to yell, insult, or make scenes. Most of his anger just fizzles out or is brushed aside. While he doesn't get nasty, he also won't dig deep to talk things through.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he's not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. In fact, he tends to let things roll off his back and rarely explodes in anger. This means you probably won't face sudden angry outbursts or feel scared of his moods.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He doesn't usually blame you or get defensive, but he also isn't great at saying sorry and truly taking responsibility. Instead, if something goes wrong, he might just laugh it off or act like it's not a big deal. You won't hear deep apologies or see real efforts to make up for mistakes.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He isn't aggressive or pushy, so most of the time he'll back off if you say no. He may try to lighten the mood with a joke or change the subject rather than push you or argue. It's best to be direct and clear with him so there's no confusion about where you stand.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the type to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He doesn't get upset or sulk if you say no. He usually just shrugs it off or changes the topic to something lighter. Instead, he moves on quickly, sometimes acting like it's no big deal.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can generally trust him not to use private moments to hurt or embarrass you later. He's not spiteful or looking to score points by bringing up personal things in a mean way. He's easygoing and usually doesn't hold on to details or use them as weapons in arguments.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's often drawn to excitement and enjoys being around people, which means he can be easily distracted by other women. While he may not go looking for trouble on purpose, his playful nature and love of attention make him more likely to flirt or get caught up in the moment if someone new shows interest. He doesn't always think about the long term consequences, so loyalty might not be his strongest trait.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he isn't the over possessive type. He doesn't usually get jealous, try to control you, or act suspicious about your actions or friendships. If you want to maintain your own space and freedom, he won't stand in the way or smother you with doubt.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature isn't a cover for being controlling. He doesn't have a strong urge to manage your life, limit your choices, or check up on you constantly. In fact, he's more likely to be casual and hands off, letting you make your own decisions without much interference.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He won't fight you over parenting roles, but he's likely to expect you to handle most of the work without really thinking about it. He isn't stubborn or strict, but he doesn't naturally see parenting as an equal team effort. You'll probably find yourself doing more of the planning, discipline, and daily care while he joins in for your play or when you ask for help.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't get angry quickly or react with shouting or harsh words. His laid back attitude keeps things light, but sometimes real issues get ignored.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will generally support you in being both a mother and your own person. He isn't the type to get jealous of your independence or stand in the way when you want to do something for yourself. He's happy to let you manage things your way and usually encourages your freedom.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the type to suddenly ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He isn't very traditional or controlling about women's roles, and he doesn't see your achievements as a threat. His support is more about giving you freedom than actively sharing the load.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's more likely to act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth to your parents. He might greet them cheerfully and join in for formalities, but building a deep, caring relationship isn't his strength. You'll notice he keeps things light and friendly without putting much effort into understanding or connecting on a deeper level. He's not likely to push for your family to change for him, nor will he go out of his way to adjust deeply to your family's ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually handle it calmly and won't make things worse by arguing or reacting harshly. He tends to stay laid back and avoids big confrontations, often letting stressful situations pass without much fuss. So while you won't face extra drama from him, you might feel alone in sorting out family troubles.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he's not the kind of man who's modern with you but expects you to act like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He doesn't pay much attention to such roles or expect strict behavior changes just because family is around. You're unlikely to face pressure from him to dress or act differently before others. He's more relaxed and doesn't get caught up in appearances or old fashioned rules.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's likely to stay out of it rather than take sides or actively support you. He doesn't enjoy getting involved in conflicts, especially with family, so he'll usually keep quiet or distract himself instead of stepping in. You probably won't see him siding with them outright, but he also won't stand up for you or help solve the problem unless you push him.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't deeply attached or dependent on his mother like a classic mummy's boy, but that doesn't mean he'll easily choose your side in a conflict. Most likely, he'll just avoid taking sides altogether, hoping the problem will go away or sort itself out. He doesn't want drama, so he'll keep out of the argument rather than stand with you or argue with his mother.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He's not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He usually keeps things light and doesn't go deep into personal issues with others, even family. If anything, he might avoid talking about relationship problems altogether rather than spill secrets.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with him feels light and easygoing most days. He brings laughter, fun, and a sense of let's just enjoy life into your home. He rarely creates drama or picks fights, but he also doesn't notice or handle daily responsibilities without reminders.